Hey guys, it's been a while since I've covered news about the alleged live-action Borderlands movie, and a ton of new information has come out since my last video. If you didn't see my last video on the topic, I will link that down below. You guys should definitely watch that and then watch this one. And that last one I covered a bunch of characters and just other information that sets a good baseline for what you need to know going into this. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at HayderHype, and let's get right into it. So we have to start by talking about the Full Circle Cinema exclusive. Full Circle Cinema is a pop culture news outlet, and they got an exclusive scoop on the Borderlands movie. This is what they had to say, quote, "Full Circle has exclusively learned who will lead the Borderlands film for Lionsgate, as well as make up the supporting characters. Although the upcoming project will pull straight from the source material, it will have a different lead character. A legendary thief named Lilith will be the protagonist in the new story that will include instantly recognizable faces, like the fan favorite Claptrap. This movie will find Lilith in the Atlas Corporation space prison when the CEO gives her the chance to earn her freedom by rescuing his daughter, the foul-mouthed Tiny Tina, on the planet Pandora. The mission takes an unexpected turn when it becomes clear that the little girl is the key to unlocking a valuable alien vault that Atlas wants all for itself. Joining her on the adventure is the previously mentioned Claptrap, Tiny Tina's bodyguard, Krieg, and a group of vault hunters. It is unclear if they will be established game characters at this point. In video game lore, Lilith is from the planet Dinosis, and it's one of the Six Sirens, a group of women with extraordinary abilities. It remains to be seen if she'll have her powers in the film, but since it's a crucial characteristic of the character, it's safe to assume they will play some role. So for my thoughts, it looks like we will be getting a new character named Lilith, but going off what they said, I would not be surprised at all if they don't end up making this character a siren at the end. Naming the character Lilith has got to be foreshadowing for the fans, and when it eventually pays off, I could see a really cool moment when she actually uses her abilities. And it looks like they really aren't scared of changing the lore in-game. As they said, Tiny Tina will be the daughter of the Atlas Corporation CEO, which, as we know in the traditional game lore, Tina's parents were killed before the events of the game itself. One other thing is it looks like they might be taking bits and pieces of established Borderlands story. They do say that Tina will be important to opening the vaults, which sounds very similar to how Jack needed Angel to charge the vault key and then open the vaults. Angel was Jack's daughter in Borderlands 2, and now we're seeing almost that same story retold with Tina being the daughter of the Atlas CEO, and he needs her to open the vault. So it gets really interesting on how much from previous Borderlands games they will take and then put into this movie. But we know that that story at least worked, so using it again may not be the worst thing. The writers of this movie want it to feel familiar but still be a new story, and the same thing can be said with Krieg being Tiny Tina's bodyguard. The connection between Tina and Krieg has always been heavily theorized and very popular in the community, so maybe we will see a twist where Krieg isn't just a bodyguard but maybe actually her father, and the writers will play into that for more fan service and fan appeal. So it could be something where the CEO of Atlas is not actually her father, but just uses her because he knew that she was valuable for the vault keys, but not 100% sure on that. As we move forward though, the other news we got about the movie came from VG 24/7, where they interviewed Paul Sage, the creative director for Borderlands 3, who, when asked about the potential casting of Claptrap in this movie, said his dream casting would be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who has been in every blockbuster movie as of late, so it wouldn't be too crazy to have him in it. And they even went a step further and asked Scott Kester, the art director for Borderlands 3, and when asked about The Rock as Claptrap, he said, quote, "Do you mean as a voice or dressed up? Because if he was dressed up, I agree with him completely," and continued saying, quote, "I'm gonna go with Bill Murray, yeah, that's who I want to play Claptrap." Kind of going with my thoughts for this, I could definitely see Gearbox getting a big A-lister to do one of the most comedic characters in the Borderlands series. This seems to be all the rage with recent movies like Detective Pikachu getting Ryan Reynolds to voice Pikachu, so I could see the same situation come up with Lionsgate wanting to attach a big star to this movie, give them a somewhat comedic role with Claptrap, but not too big of a role, And I think it could be a great way to promote the movie depending on who they get to actually voice this character. So I'm excited when more casting news will start to come out and these roles start to get filled so we can get a better idea of the movie itself. But that's where I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and share, subscribe for all things Borderlands, and I will see you guys in the next one.